Welcome to Deep Thought. Freedom of visual expression is greater than ever. I'm gonna tell you what. One of the things I do is I pay attention to little things. When I'm out and about, I pay attention to little things, visual, what I hear, and more so than what the news is, but what people are doing. And one of the things I'm seeing that is a change from what I saw when I was younger, is how people are expressing themselves visually. Now, there was a period where everybody was looking like robots. I think I remember in the 90s, on one of my many jobs I was on, this man said, people don't have their own style anymore. Now, I do remember when people kind of had their own style, but then there was a period I would call, in my view and some other people's view, everybody's looking generally the same. But then, you know what? What do we have now? Okay, first of all, tattoos, piercings. You have people wearing different hair colors, different styles and everything. Like, you got a lot of young men, particularly in the black community. Yeah, you got the shaved head, but then you got the different fades, everything, and different styles. Well, it used to be everything was generally one style. With the women, everything, the hair is more an acceptance of body types. It's more an acceptance of physical body types now. It really is. Yeah. I know I'm known for promoting body game, but I always just say best body. But there's more an acceptance now, because I remember when I was younger, you didn't have like the plus size models and everything. And I remember the other day I saw a magazine that was geared towards plus size women, and they had several magazines. They still had a good run. They published on a regular basis. I was like, they had plenty of back issues. I was like, okay. And one of the things, though, is just how people can show who they are. And I think that's major. Also has some political and economic effects to it, but that's another conversation. That's another thing. Some of y'all could probably read between the lines. But I don't feel like getting into the political stuff here, but it's just interesting. It's greater than ever, and I think that's good. Actually, I think it's good. Some people might think, oh no, we all need to have the same haircut and all of that, built the same. Yeah, good luck with that. I will say one thing political. I mean, you have, I think last count was 17 states where black women could wear their hair natural, without any fear or something. That's expression. That's expression, And it's greater than ever. That's a good thing, because one of the problems that many people have is they were forced to look a certain way, hide who they truly were. Everybody had to, in general, had to have the same visual aesthetic. And I'm just like, no, every individual got to be free to be who they are. Now, there's still some stuff, like if you in certain professions, it might not be good to have that neck tattoo. But even that, depending on what you're doing, depending on the situation, there's probably somebody who will sue on behalf of you to have that neck tattoo in that profession. And, but the thing is, it's your expression. More people are free. And it's a great thing to wear their hair the way they want, to really have the body build they want. I mean, I could say body build, hit the gym, put some muscles on until I'm blue in the face. And somebody could still say, nah, I like big. A big man could say, yeah, Ron, yeah, that's cool, man. But bruh, I know you be hitting the gym and stuff, drinking those smoothies. But you know these ribs looking real good to you every day. They be sitting up there eating like, yeah, okay. Yeah, come on, bro. Come on. I give you some bread with it too. But you know what? That's cool. As long as they healthy. Now, some people might say somebody like they aren't healthy, but different people. Let's just be real. You can have somebody in total, what's considered a physically ideal shape, and they'd be the one to drop dead quicker. Meanwhile, the big dude, he sitting eating those ribs until he's 99. And on his 100th birthday, he said, man, we're going to have a cookout. I'm a cook. And hold up, and real quick, don't hit me with any, well, the medical said this and that. No, at the end of the day, it comes down to each individual. Yeah, okay. And that's the main thing. As long as a person is healthy, whatever their weight is, if that's their expression, that's what they want to do, they're free to do it. That's the beauty of it. And you had organizations do it. And that's just one example. Wearing your hair, the tattoos, everything. Indeed, you even have some people who are modifying their bodies to a great extent. That's actually more growing than people realize. Now, they have the freedom to do it. You don't have to agree with it. That's not something I personally agree with. But I'm not big on tattoos either. Anybody ever ask, I say, shit, every scratch I get is a tattoo. I don't feel like unbuttoning my sleeve here. But I got like a scratch there I got to deal with the rest of my life. And I'm like, you know what? That's one of my tattoos. Hey, and that's freedom of expression too. Somebody could have something and you say, you know what? I'm going to leave it that way. I'm going to leave it that way. Now, I ain't perfect or everything. I'm just going to keep it that way. And you know what? They got the freedom to do so now. I'm telling you, it's very important because I think one of the worst types of oppression is to try to force somebody to be something physically that they're not. Let me go racial for a second. I mentioned that thing about black women being able to wear their natural hair. That's a form of oppression to make somebody change the very texture of their hair, especially when you're talking about like involuntarily. If they want to do it themselves, that's freedom of expression too. But what if they don't? What if they're good with the texture of their hair and feeling like, oh, well, you can't work in this professional environment or you could be discriminated against because of the texture of your natural hair? Come the fuck on. Because a lot of that stuff, I mean, there's been reports of those texture things, chemicals and stuff in a woman's hair giving her cancer. There's been reports of it. Now, I haven't personally been motivated to really check into it, but there's been reports of it. And indeed, I remember when I was younger, it wasn't a big deal for black men to have like, that S curl. Hey, I don't have any problem admitting it. I had that S curl. Even before that, they call it that conk. Get that processed hair and everything. Get those processed waves. And that's one thing as a group, it's hard to find that. You can't even find those products anymore because we were like, screw that. But still though, there's still the freedom. And if somebody wants the freedom to, process their hair, in this day and age, they got the freedom to do so. It's so much. It's so much. And I think that's a great thing. That's a great thing because to try to force everybody to look alike, be alike, dress alike, that's some bullshit. It's like look, here's the thing. As long as we respect each other's right to their visual expression, self-expression, it makes everything a better place. It really does. Even if you don't necessarily agree, because there's some I don't necessarily agree with personally. I wouldn't do it, but at the same time, if I'm interacting with that person, I'm going to treat them fairly because it'll be about business. It'll be about business or even friendship. I can be cool with them too. So that's the thing. But just having that freedom is great. It's a great thing. And it will continue to grow, though there are forces who probably want to return stuff to the good old days. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. So anyway, though, that's all I have for now. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.